What's up, YouTube? We did it! And by we, I mean I, because you don't have access to my Aimlab. But if you did, I'm sure you'd do great. No, the thing we did is we made it to Ruby 2. So I've finally ranked up, scratching little teeny tiny bits all the while. I finally made it into Ruby 2. So yeah, onwards and upwards. I don't know if I'm going to make it into Emerald by the new year. It's looking unlikely, but I've also been laying off the Aimlab quite a bit this week. Been doing a lot of other stuff, so not a huge change in my scores. A lot of the things are still consistent, and there's actually no change at all in flicking. Tracking is actually down a little bit because I haven't been solely focusing on tracking. One thing I found kind of cool is that my speed is actually coming up very gradually, but this is actually the highest it's ever been, so that's really cool. Precision has stayed consistent, which kind of makes sense. I've always been pretty accurate, I suppose. My perception steadily improving. I'm kind of sandbagging a bit with the test I'm doing there, but still, overall, that's been good, and my cognition has stayed pretty steady as well. So yeah, all told, everything's looking pretty good in Aimlab. Over in Apex, the scores are okay. There's not necessarily anything to write home about. My KD is still 0.72. My average damage per game is 319.89, so almost at 320. It's always kind of bounced around the same number for pretty much the whole season, so not anything huge there. And I was focusing on getting into Plat to finish off the season, which I just did today. So I played a lot of ranked, and actually I just didn't play a lot of Apex in the last week. Dark Souls got its hooks into me. So if we look at the graphs, probably nothing too surprising. I like how Aimlab, if you look at the overall zoomed out view, it's just kind of steadily onwards and upwards, which means mechanically I'm getting better. Apex, the average damage kind of trended up as we progressed through the season, but average or the kill death kind of dropped and then bounced up around 0.7 and just kind of stayed between 0.7 and 0.8. I'm hoping we'll see a lot more people coming into Apex with Season 7. New map, there's a vehicle, there's a new hero. Sounds like a lot of things are changing, lots of buffs, lots of changes with the guns. So if we see some new people, maybe the old folks like myself who've been playing since day one will have an advantage. And there'll actually be enough people on the servers to actually get some decent skill-based matchmaking. Anyway, that's my hope. So I'm actually going to start calling out exactly when Season 7 began. I'm going to put a vertical line on these charts so you can kind of see each season as its own thing. And something I'll be implementing as of the start of this next season is the hours played in Apex versus the damage and the deaths. So it's one thing to try to correlate Aimlab progress with Apex progress, but then just how much does it come down to simply just hours put in Apex versus damage and KD? I'm figuring there is definitely going to be a correlation, but then again, you never know. Sometimes you go on tilt and you can actually play a lot of games and really kind of screw your score. So who knows? Maybe there's like a sweet spot. Like you play X amount of hours a week, you'll progress. If you play too few, you'll drop off. And if you play too many, maybe you'll drop off. Hard to say. But anyway, that'll be another statistic I'll be tracking. So I'm going to start changing out the charts. I'm going to be tracking some slightly different numbers as well. So this will be, more informative for those of us who don't have an abundance of time and, an untapped, unlimited pool of natural potential. How's the best to spend your time to get the results you want? So yeah, that's it. Happy to be in Ruby 2, which means technically I'm slightly above average if you look at the overall scheme of Aimlab, which I'm okay with. So anyway, looking forward to Season 7. Going to be live streaming Season 7. Should be super exciting. If you've found any of these videos that I've ever done helpful, what would be totally helpful for me is if you could hit a thumbs up. I think the most thumbs up I've ever gotten on a video that I've done in the last year or so is probably about 4. So if you happen to be listening to this right now and you could hit the thumb, it would mean a lot. Anyway, that's pretty much it for me. If this has been helpful, that's great. If it hasn't been helpful, then at least it's short. Thanks for watching. Did you like that video? Wait, you did? Oh, here are some other videos on the left and a subscribe button. Just look at it. Don't you want to click it?